guys, it's Tammy. Welcome to my crazy channel. Ooh. Hey guys, I'm at my mom's for the weekend. I hope you can hear me because I'm trying to talk low. It is after 12 and everybody's sleeping. I was sleeping. I fell asleep last night sitting up, and I slept the whole night sitting up. And I had just fallen asleep sitting up, and Michael, the crazy dog, is sleeping beside me, and he started kicking in his sleep and kicked me in my abdomen, which has been killing me for the past few days. So I'm up. So I thought I would take a moment and just do a really quick video. Got a couple of really cool things. I'll show you after because it's actually charging right now, but I got a new vape. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I quit smoking. It'll be a year this June 23rd by vaping. And I am really excited because my first vape anniversary is coming up, my first year of smoke-free. So I'm really excited about that. So today I went and I bought myself a new vape to celebrate. And I got the Smoke Stick V8. And I got it in rainbow. So I'll show you it after it finishes. It's charging right now. Okay, so I'm having to hold my phone because my selfie stick is downstairs. But this is my new vape. I love it. It is the Stick V8 Big Baby. So it's got the Big Baby Beast tank, and it's got this rainbow effect vape stick, and I absolutely love this frickin' thing. So this is what I bought myself to celebrate my 1-year vape anniversary. And watch the cloud on this. The flavor on this is so good. I put vanilla now in my tank, so I got a little bit of mixture of root beer and vanilla. It actually tastes really good. I love this stuff. I love this device.
Happy vape-anniversary to me. I've been almost 1 year smoke-free. Woo! Knock knock. Who's there? Donut. Donut who? Don't worry. It's just a joke.
I had something I wanted to say, and of course now I've forgotten totally what I wanted to talk about. Leave it to me. So I think I'm going to do a story time tomorrow sometime. I'll finish recording this, and I think I'm going to do a story time about my cancer bucket list, and I'm going to tell you what the top 5 things are on my cancer bucket list and why they're on there, and why I think a cancer bucket list is very important. I actually think a bucket list for anybody is really important, but especially when you have cancer or chronic illness, like I do. I have SLE Lupus, I have cancer, I'm diabetic type 1, but even, you know, stuff like fibromyalgia, MS, all of those kind of things. I think it's really important to have a bucket list, and I'm going to share with you, well, I'm going to tell you right now why I think it's important. And then tomorrow I'll finish filming the top 5 things that are on my personal bucket list. About a year ago, I started what is called terminal illness end-of-life counseling. So my cancer has no cure. I will eventually die from this cancer. Right now, it's being kept under control by radiation treatments, and it's also being kept under control by chemotherapy. Now, the oral chemotherapy that I'm doing has been killing the cancer, which I'm so happy about. But we do know that even if it killed off all the cancer cells, if I stop taking chemotherapy, it will come back. and a lot of times it comes back with a vengeance. So the type of cancer I have is what's called an indolent cancer, meaning it takes a long time to get from beginning stages to end stages. But because I didn't know that I had cancer for at least 18 years and didn't receive treatment, I'm in the end stages. I'm stage 4A. And I have an appointment in another week, and I'll find out if I'm now maybe in stage 3 somewhere. I'm hoping. So keeping my fingers crossed, and I'll update you on that. But my cancer is classified terminal. There is no cure. Eventually, I will die from this cancer or the complications of having this cancer. So about a year ago, I really found myself battling depression, anxiety. I've always had anxiety, but I never really had depression, or at least I didn't think I had depression. And a year ago, I had to admit to myself that I suffered from depression, and a lot of the depression is because of living with cancer, living with lupus, having all of these medical things. And when I tell you that 99% of the time I don't feel well, 99% of the time I don't feel well. And having to live like that is very, very, very difficult. It's difficult physically, it's difficult emotionally, and it's very difficult mentally. And so I started struggling mentally and really started struggling with depression. So I went for this counseling, how to deal with living with a terminal illness, knowing that eventually you're going to die from this cancer. One of the first things that my psychologist, because I see a psychologist and I see a psychiatrist, very first thing that my psychologist made me do was a cancer bucket list. So I had to write down 10 to 15 things that I wanted to put on my bucket list that would keep me motivated, that would give me goals, that would give me things to work towards, to focus on, instead of focusing on the fact that I'm dying. And the fact that I was dying really was starting to overtake my mind. And I was becoming very negative, I was becoming very bitter, I was, ready to just say, this, I'm throwing in the towel, I don't give anymore. And that's the stage that I was at. So I had to write down these things to keep me motivated, to give me something to work towards, other than I'm dying, blah, 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 okay? So I remember I totally was not into this. I thought this was the stupidest thing I had ever heard. And the day before I had to go for my appointment with my psychologist and supposed to have my frickin' bucket list, I didn't have anything. And I remember saying to my family, you know what, I'm not doing this bucket list. Then I really started thinking about it. If I walk in there without a bucket list, my psychologist is going to tell my oncologist that I'm not being cooperative, and I'm going to get kicked out of terminal end-of-life counseling. But, this was my thinking. And I didn't want to be not cooperative, and, well, I've never been one to follow orders. I've always been very free-spirited and very free-willed, and have always done what I want to do, and it always gets me into trouble. Guys, sometimes listening is the way to go. Anyway, I finally went and did the bucket list, and I remember joking around and saying, well, what I could do is write down things that I know I'll never be able to achieve, and that way I can't die, because I can't complete any of my bucket list. So my number 1 was going to be
go on a date with Justin Bieber. Number 2 was going to be go to Hawaii with Justin Bieber. Number 3 was become Justin Bieber's girlfriend. Number 4, marry Justin Bieber. Number 5 would have been have Justin Bieber's babies. Stuff like that.
And I thought to myself, you know what, I gotta do a real bucket list. And so I sat down and I did a real bucket list. Just an end note to this story, I did tell my psychologist the next day, my thoughts on it, and that I was going to do this. And she did find it a little bit funny. So she got a good laugh out of it. But I did a real bucket list. And I had wanted to do a YouTube channel. Not to become famous or to make money or anything like that. Although, you know, making money would be good. But that wasn't my goal. It was to share my journey and help other people really who maybe are struggling with the same thoughts and feelings as I did. And so that was on my top 5, was start a YouTube channel, which I've done. Number 2 is to get to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm really far from there. I'm really hoping to reach that goal. So if you care to do this and share my channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and help me reach my goal for 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal. I don't need 2,000, 4,000, 10,000. My goal is 1,000 subscribers. One of my other things that I want is I want a tiny house. And I actually talked to my mom tonight. I don't have the finances right now, but I'm hoping to be able to save up somehow. If it's meant to be, it will happen. And don't worry, I'm not asking anybody for money. But my dream is to have a tiny house. And if I do ever get a tiny house, my mom said that I could move into the backyard with my tiny house and live there. And so I'm looking into it. I'm looking into some ideas for me to have a tiny house. So I'm hoping that that happens. So that's in my top 5. The other thing that's in my top 5 is to go to Amsterdam. I really want to go to Amsterdam. I actually want to go to some of the concentration camps that Anne Frank went to. I want to see the Anne Frank house. I have a love for Anne Frank, and ever since I read the Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank's diary, I have been in love with it. I love the Holocaust movies, I love Holocaust books, and I would really, 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 really love to go there. So that's one of my top 5. And one of my other top 5 is for my family to be reunited. I'm not going to get into details. I'm not going to share other people's personal information. I will share anything about myself. I don't care, but I'm not going to share anybody else's personal information. But I'll just tell you that my family really is kind of split up, and I don't see some of my siblings very often at all. And I would like to see my family reunited. And those are the top 5 things on my bucket list. Some of the other things that are on my bucket list are, like, I want to get an Android TV box projector. Oh my goodness, those things are cool and amazing. I'm gonna get one. They're about $169 on Amazon, and I'm saving up right now to get one. And they're simply amazing. So they're like an Android TV box, and it has a projector, so you can project it onto the wall like a TV or the ceiling. Or I'm having a really hard time sleeping in my bedroom, and because of the anxiety, and I was thinking, you know, if I had a TV in there, because I didn't want a TV in there, but I think I need a TV in there. So that would be a really great solution for that. But yeah, so I am going to sign off because I am freaking tired. I'm going to try to get some sleep, and I'll talk to you guys later. So I'm just sitting here at Mom's. We went and helped my brother this morning. Well, I didn't do much, but they're selling their house, and he had to take some old, like, firewood, rotting firewood, and we had to throw it in he rented one of those garbage bins, and so we got that thing pretty well full of garbage. And yeah, so I'm just at my mom's, and I just wanted to say about the bucket list, you know, the reason why I think it is so important is it gives you a reason to keep fighting. It gives you that motivation. It gives you those goals to kind of work towards. And I think it gives you hope. And I've said this before in my other vlogs. Hope really is essential when you're fighting cancer or you're fighting any illness or living with a chronic illness, hope is so essential. And my necklace here, I'm just going to move, that says hope, and it's got hope here, and it's got the little cancer ribbon. I wear that every single day. I never take this thing off, because essentially that is what keeps me going, is hope. So alright, I'm gonna sign off, and until next vlog day, bye bye guys.
So if you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and until next time guys, happy living.